Remember, you are in control. Next slide. If you have any questions, feel free to type those into the Q&A. There's a bubble that looks just like this. If you want to make a comment or if you have any technical issues, do so in the chat box. With the Q&A, if you happen to see someone else's question and you have a similar question, you can like it and it will actually go to the top and we'll pick that question to answer. We're keeping an eye out for that. I want to send a huge thank you to CSD Learns and Wells Fargo Foundation, because if it wasn't for them, we would not be here this evening to share and have our invited guests to share their wisdom. So a huge thank you to Wells Fargo Foundation helping CSD Learns to make this happen. You may be looking and saying, wait a minute, who are you? I am Roxann Richards. I am Roxann on the cheek. I work at NTID in admissions. I don't travel any longer, but I manage the budget department and some other simple things within the office. Our first week, we spoke about taxes because it's tax time, you have to file. Our questions have been answered. Last week, we spoke with a real estate agent to figure out what's happening in the world of real estate with coronavirus, and there were such great questions asked then. Tonight, we will be discussing cryptocurrency. This has been a hot discussion and it's still growing. And I felt that this is an area that we need to know more about it. We have a female guest speaker who's going to tell us about cryptocurrency. We are going to go ahead and start our topic. Let's move on and meet our guest. This woman, I've chatted with her. And oh, there she is, Megan. I'm so thrilled to have you. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you. As I mentioned, Megan has been sharing her wisdom with me specifically, and I just know that you are going to enjoy this. I promise you. So Megan, tell me a little bit about yourself. Hello, everyone. I am Megan Schwimmer, and I work for the Department of Homeland Security. I am a specialist in cybersecurity and how to handle cryptocurrency. My husband started reading so much about it, and I tried to tell him, hey, your wife is here, I can help out. So I've been able to explain a bit more about cryptocurrency through my interest, and I feel that this is a huge way to distribute wealth. And sometimes the deaf community is the last to know about these type of things. So I wanted to go ahead and set this up to make sure that everyone is educated on cryptocurrency in general. And I'm so thrilled to be a part of this. Yes, I am excited too. And I know our audience is excited as well. Yes, this is a place to learn, and it's even like a new language. You won't learn the new language in 30 minutes, but you'll get a taste as to what it is. Yes, I know questions may be plentiful, but there's just so much information that I want to turn the floor over to Megan and let her share her PowerPoints. I'll be back a little bit later on. Well, thank you so much, Roxann, for that introduction. Let's move on to our first slide. We're going to start off with a few questions so I can get a feel of what the audience knows about cryptocurrency. Go ahead and type into the chat box, what do you think cryptocurrency is? I'll give you about 30 seconds to a minute. Virtual currency, digital money, Okay, I see some things come through digital currency. Okay, okay. So you all have a good feeling as to what cryptocurrency is. So I wanted to clarify the sign. It's not the official sign because this is just so new and it hasn't been decided upon by the deaf community. So there's a number of different signs that we'll be using tonight. Cryptocurrency, I'm going to use this for coins for the remainder of the workshop. It is basically digital funding. Let's move to our next slide. How many cryptocurrencies do you think are out there? 1, 500 to 1,000, 3,500, or 8,800 and above? Which do you feel? I'm curious to see the results of our poll. Are we done? Do we have the results? Okay, looks like most of you have chosen 8,800, 8,800, and looks like there's a bit of a tie between the amount. 8,800 more than. So yes, a lot of you are correct. If you do the research, actually, let me close the poll. Okay, there we go. Perfect. So yes, this is all the more reason to do your research because you will hear this tonight out of our presentation, DYR, do your research. Now, if we look back to when we were being raised, we've seen that the internet has truly become an essential part of our lives. Initially, it was post office, which has become email. Paper checks that we used to write has become credit and debit cards. Even malls have become Amazon and Etsy. Everything can be done online and delivered to your home. And my favorite, Blockbuster. I remember looking forward to going on the weekend to grab our favorite movie. Sometimes it was out, and you'd have to try again. Returning by the deadline, 12 noon, it was a hassle. But right now with Hulu, Disney Plus, everything's gone electric. So it's natural for our money to go digital as well. This is just natural evolution. Speaking of, next slide. Next slide, please. Okay, there we go. The evolution of money. This is a little bit of a history, but just bear with me. We originally would barter. We would trade for food, for clothes, clothes for services, whatever was needed, you would barter. You would come to an agreement, and that moved towards metal coins and currency. But that was a bit dangerous because if you had, let's say, a big bag of coins because you had money, it would be heavy to carry around. So the coins moved to paper money, which then moved to mobile payments, Cash App, Venmo, each of those. And now our next step would be our cryptocurrency. Next slide, please. What is cryptocurrency? Are we ready to dive into it? Let's move on. This is the current definition of cryptocurrency. Go ahead and read it. It's a bit of information. There is no backing. There's no authority. Truly, there's two different types of cryptocurrency. Let's talk about those in the next slide. Backchain, as you see here, go ahead and read that. The blockchain, excuse me. is the decentralized cryptocurrency. It is very secure, and that's why people have fallen into cryptocurrency in general. But it's more of technology than some of the other options. This is more technology based in both, but based on cryptocurrency. Next slide. And like everything in our lives, it has pros and cons. The pros of cryptocurrency, as you see here, it's a low transaction fees. The transactions are quite quick. It is private as well. And you have control over your money, not the banks. And it's available 24/7. I'd say about 2 weeks ago, well, 2 weeks to a month ago, there was a gentleman from London who had $27 million worth of cryptocurrency in Australia. He did that in 10 minutes. And he was able to do the transactions immediately. If it was a traditional bank, it would be thousands of dollars of fees and it would take forever for one simple transfer. But with cryptocurrency, it's fast and it's cheap. Can you imagine? Moving forward. Some of the cons. It is worldwide, so it can go anywhere, which is even more reason for you to do your research and make sure you are satisfied in what you choose to invest in. Unfortunately, there are a lot of scams and frauds, so you want to keep an eye out for that. If you transfer to the wrong location and you make an error, most likely you will not get your money back. So you want to make sure that you're doing the procedures correctly. The value is very volatile. For example, last week, the value was maybe $65 per coin. Now it's down to 55. And who knows where it will be, if it will go down or up. Only the wind will know. We want to make sure that you are investing in your own life savings. Invest in what you can afford to lose. That's what's most important.
Now, when we are discussing cryptocurrency, obviously it's very popular one, Bitcoin. So back in about 2009, there wasn't a lot of awareness of cryptocurrency, but it was very, it was surviving quite a long time. But there were issues about trust and security at that time. So we had Bitcoin, we had altcoins, and those were two service-based types of cryptocurrency. And those developed around 2013 or 2014. And people started to realize that these were improving. You were able to make faster transactions, they were cheaper, and you were able to have lower fees for transfer. So for 3 minutes, why not go ahead and take advantage of something like that? And that was one of the reasons that altcoin was developed. Let's move to the next slide. Thinking about smart contracts, they are kind of based on having two parties. For example, let's say I want to replace a table in my kitchen, and I can put out a request and have contractors who say I can do this, I can do that, and we make agreements on how the service will be done and when the service will end. Then we can add an addendum or clause to that service contract. Let's move to the next slide. The third type is stable coin. So stable coin is not considered a true cryptocurrency, and it's run by a central authority. So it's more for money transfers to other countries. So international transfers. So let's say you have $5,000 in one country, that's equivalent to $1 in another country. With these type of cryptocurrencies, you can have a better equivalency rate. So it's good to be aware about that. Putting things in savings account, for example, or putting funds in savings account, it's typically about 0.5% interest per year. And that's compared to the bank's 7%. So for example, if I have $10,000 in a savings account and I'm earning about $5 a year compared to the 7%, I'm earning $7 a year. So what do I do with that? It's nice to see how those are compared. Let's move to the next slide. So I'll let you go ahead and read this. Okay, so now we have 64% of the world that does not have a bank account. 95% of people do have a mobile phone, however. So it's natural to want to access your bank account through your mobile phone. So with the new generation, some people are frustrated now because of the changes throughout the years. There's a large number of people with college debt who have housing values we have to also consider. So they feel like it currently is not matching with their lifestyle. Everything is digital now, and everyone wants everything 24/7. So we can't limit access to funds to a 9 to 5 or Monday through Friday. We want to do transactions on Saturday. We don't want to wait until Monday. So cryptocurrency is a nice solution to this problem. Next slide, please. So, 2020 was when the pandemic hit, and a lot of people had more free time, and people were picking up new hobbies, and cryptocurrency was one of those hobbies. Tesla, they've been in the news recently, and Elon Musk, and he's worth billions. So if you're interested in that and he's into cryptocurrency too, and he has Bitcoin worth billions of dollars. So that was a new hobby that other people in the world decided to take up. They went ahead and bought cryptocurrency, and it was very cool to see a well-known investor to now be involved with cryptocurrency and to offer cryptocurrency services as well. Also, we can go to the next slide. So now, looking at the world of cryptocurrency, maybe you're curious about how it got started. Where am I throwing my money? To this invisible place in the sky? No, you aren't. So the United States has regulations, and I'll let you read a little bit. So the United States regulations, of course, we have to follow those. We have 4 types of approved exchanges: Coinbase, Gemini, Kraken, and Bitfinex. So those are the ones that have been approved so far. And the US is very clear about the rules for each of those. So when you are transferring money and the exchange platform that you use, there are 2 different things happening. You have the United States dollar that is covered by an insurance by the FDIC. And then you have the US cryptocurrency that is not. So for whatever reason, if you lost your money during that exchange using dollars, you would get it back. But if you lost it during a cryptocurrency exchange, you would not. So I want to be clear on that. Do not invest your life savings in cryptocurrency unless you can afford to lose that. Let's go to the next slide, please. Opening an account is pretty standard. They'll ask for basic data, your ID to make sure you're the right person, all of your information aligns, maybe a driver's license, proof of residence, social security number. Next slide, please. You can take a look at what I have on screen here. Okay, so you may be wondering why I keep emphasizing this, do your own research. And it's because I often see people who are reading the news and, looking for resources that are web-based. And it's important to have access to non-biased resources. Some basic information that you would need to help you get started. So as I said, there are over 8,800 types of cryptocurrencies. So it can be pretty overwhelming because less than 2% of those survive. So when you're listening to someone who says, oh, this one is perfect, it's awesome, go ahead and invest here, and then you invest thousands of dollars, that's great that they did that, but you have to do your own research for yourself to make sure you're satisfied with what you find related to that specific cryptocurrency. So this shows, the image I have shows that there's so many messaging and we're talking about technologies for the future as well that we have to consider. So you could go to our website to help you get started with research on cryptocurrencies. So there are 3 different ways to save your wallet. We think about putting things in our jacket or in our pocket. There are many different ways to hold on to currencies. So you have to think about how you also want to hold your cryptocurrency. So you have an exchange market or exchange platform, excuse me. I showed you several slides before that there were 4 approved types of cryptocurrencies. So we have Bitfinex, which is a basic one. And it's not considered your actual money, but for whatever reason, if they close down, what happens to your money? That's one thing to consider, how you can get your funds back out. You just need to know how to do that. Let's go to the next slide. You have a software wallet. And again, it's not a currency. You can save your funds through that software. And it's considered hotware, which means when you want to take your money back out, you can as well. Let's move to the next slide. You have a hardware wallet, which is considered a cold wallet. So if you have something new and you want to protect your wallet, for example, something like this, you would plug it into your computer, you would do whatever transactions you want and manage your cryptocurrency, and then you would remove it, unplug it. So if you want help, we are more than happy to help you set up something like this. This is an example that I showed you. Whatever type of wallet you decide to go with, because there are several types of hardware wallets. You have Trezor and ledger. They're the two primary ones. So this one is an example of a ledger. Next slide. And you can read these points here. Again, you want to consider that there are a lot of crazy things out there. So right now, we can think about parallels to the past when computers were huge and awkward and clunky and slow, and we had dial-up, and we had to wait for it to connect, and we typed everything slowly, and now everything is so much smoother and easy to use. The same thing is cryptocurrency. Right now, it's like the old computers of the past. It's very awkward, and that's one of the reasons you need to be very careful with cryptocurrency and the moves you make in your exchange choices. So there are a lot of risks online, and we want to minimize that from happening to you. When you open an account on the exchange, it will give you a seed word or a private key. That's another word for your number. You don't provide your account number to other people. You don't provide your PIN number to others, right? So when you're on a website, for whatever reason, if it says, "Hi, would you mind giving me your private key?" Your answer should be no. That's how you know that website is not safe. You will never be asked for your private key or your seed word. So I want you to understand that a lot of people are very naive in this, and they make this mistake. So when you're going through an exchange, there's a list that I showed you on an earlier slide. We have Crescent, we have Twin, we have Bitfinex. So we already are being filtered by the US regulations, right? That's another layer of security. So don't put yourself at risk on these websites. Follow one of those 4 that are provided because you'll be safer that way. Now, it can be very awkward, as I mentioned before. There are a lot of words and numbers, and it can be extremely awkward. I've been involved with it for years, so I'm not always thinking about those things because it's a lot more smoother for me now. But you don't want to have the wrong survival. Think about how you are surviving this. Is very important because it's easy to make a mistake. And I know everyone is saying, "Oh, jump in, cryptocurrency is hot right now." Make sure that you are satisfied with what you have found about the cryptocurrency before you make a decision to use that one.
And invest at your own risk. Do not invest your life savings, please. Deductions. It's the same process. It's the, I'm sorry, wait. Oh, okay. It's fine. So it's the same process as the IRS. You still have to report your capital gain, the losses or deductions as well. I want to make sure that you speak with your accountant. You could always go back to our website to the resource page, and there's a list of approved, established, reputable locations that you can go to for information. If you want to, let's say, buy Starbucks, through your crypto holdings, be careful, because right now you're going to get taxed double. One, the sales tax, and then the capital gains tax. Again, it's very awkward right now, but I say this will be streamlined in no time. Give it 5 to 7 years. So I know there's been a great deal of information that I've given to you. There's a lot to digest, but hopefully this new language that you're learning is beneficial. It's not going to be fully versed in 30 minutes. You want to give yourself some time to do some research, okay? All righty. Next. Okay. Wow. Woo. I have some questions myself. Goodness. Well, we have a good number of people who have been asking questions, but I have a few that I came up with. I've been looking at your presentation, and yes, I see you mentioned the website, but where specifically can I find cryptocurrency to buy? Like, where do I buy it from? Do I go to a specialist or just Google it myself? Where do I go to purchase it? Could you explain a little bit more about that part? Where do you find it? This is a great question. Trying to figure out where to start. Yes, it can be extremely overwhelming. But as I mentioned, there was one slide specifically that's talked about the exchange. Can we go back to that slide and we can look at that together? I don't know what page it is. Go back a little bit more. Wait, no. Go forward. This one. This would be our starting point. So this is the regulations. There are 4 here that you see bulleted. Go to their websites. Okay, I can do that. The most popular one right now is the most reputable one as well, Coinbase. I recommend that you check into them. But there is a list of all of the cryptocurrencies that are available for you to invest in. So we can look at that website if you like, but no. Okay, well, yeah, you can use me as an example. I will. Let's see. You said BitFix? No, Coinbase. It says buy and sell cryptocurrency. Exactly. Okay, that's interesting. So do you see the list of coins or cryptocurrency? It says 1 Bitcoin, Ethereum. So there's a list. It looks like the top 4 that are selling right now. Yes, these are the hot 4 that's big right now. Of course, those hot 4 will be a little bit more expensive. You can find cheaper one for you to invest into. Those would be a little bit more of a risk. You know, there may not be some sport. Well, I want to know which one to buy. Well, it depends on your research. You can go to our website. I don't think I have access to show our website, but if you pull up our website, tech team, could you help us out? If you could pull up our website. Okay, looks like in the chat, we have a link. No, we're not gonna pull it up. Okay, it's fine. Well, it's no problem. I could, okay. Tech support just shared another link in the chat. So you can click on BitFix and open it. And this has a list of all of the resources, all of the exchange, what type of research is recommended. Right now, there's a great deal of news that's not fully supported or vested. So our website has the most filtered and those who are truly trustworthy. So I would say, please, please go to our website. Please do. This is a good starting point if you're just trying to figure out where to begin. You want to find the coin that you want to invest into. Okay, so I see 8 questions in our Q&A. Are you ready for the questions? Okay, so we want to go back to the Q&A. All right. Let's see. Okay, we ready? Question number 1 says, so what causes the spikes? And how does the price of a coin go up? What drives the increase in price? That's the part I have a hard time understanding. The coin itself, what is the trigger? Could you explain that?
Yes, so when you're investing in the market, sometimes, the market can be hot and sometimes it's not. So there are many reasons for the increase. Also, it's a product of the need. So sometimes people jump in and it makes the demand go up. It's the same concept. What else? Yes. My husband is very, very passionate about this. Anyway, yes.
I see him over there too.
So there are a lot of people who are like, oh, it's hot right now. Should I buy in? Whereas before, Bitcoin was like ghost town. So a lot of people are starting to invest now because they see the value in this kind of technology and making it available. It's also becoming more secure very quickly, and the process is very quick. So sometimes we're waiting for a week for something to happen and we want our money right now. We want to use our mobile devices. So the speed is very nice. You can have your money right away, transferred right away. So sometimes we don't want to accept the money because we don't know a person and we don't know who is managing this account. And then maybe it bounces. But with this type of cryptocurrency, that is not an issue because you can't transfer if there's no money there. So there's no overdraft fee, none of those concerns. If you don't have the money, you can't make the transaction happen.
So I'm trying to figure out more of how the coins increase. So let's say $40 worth of Bitcoin and I leave it and I want to see the value to go up. And then let's say it goes up to $45 and then I can transfer it, but how does the money grow?
So it's the same thing like investing in the market. You wait for it to grow, and when you're ready, you cash out or you leave it and forget about it. Right. Talking to my husband off screen. I want to add too that it grows because people want it. So you watch and see what happens. And again, it's like investing in the market. So if it grows, it's great. If it crashes, dang. But like I said, do not invest your life savings or anything like that. Do what you can afford to do with it.
Yeah, I won't, but it's good to know. It's fascinating to see how the money changes. Should I invest? Should I not invest? So much to see and think about. Okay. I think she may be looking at the questions as well. All right. Looks like almost all financial institutions have the FDIC to protect individuals and their money if the financial institution happens to close. You mentioned 2% of cryptocurrency agencies may not survive. What happens if you decide to invest $1,000 in stable coins and it goes out of business? What happens? What do you do?
You lost out.
It's gone? Just like that? It's gone. There's no protection?
Gone with the wind. I
What?
know. I know.
Are you serious? That's ridiculous.
I know. This is not for the faint of heart. It really isn't. So you just want to make sure that you're covered, you're insured with cash money, but with cryptocurrency, there's no protection there.
But wait, it's the hot thing. That's silly. So if you go ahead, invest in cryptocurrency, it's a risk. I get that, but at the same time, it should be secure.
Yeah, there's a lot of value in the concept of cryptocurrency. Especially related to managing your money. It's fast, it's secure, it's transparent, but you're risking your money to, be able to track where that money is going.
Oh, I see.
I mean, it's very expeditious, but trying to some what the excitement is right now. How do I explain this? I can't think of the word for it, but it's like the ability to manage your money. What if, you don't do a lot of activities with this money? You're being charged for it. For whatever reason, your money bounces back, you're being charged for it. So you want to be able to manage your own money and do what you want to do without being, stuck on someone else's time and dime. So that's what makes cryptocurrency so hot. Even though it's still awkward, even though it's still, in the back in the day phase, you just have to be careful with it. It's
Wow.
like working for Wells Fargo.
It leads to the next question. Who can I talk to about Bitcoin? Is there a professional?
You can talk to us, but the big difference is we can provide education on how to get you started, give you advice on research methods. There's a lot of white papers available now on cryptocurrency. We can help you understand which white papers and resources are good ones. But we don't provide counseling about where you should invest, which coin service you should invest in, how much you should invest. We're just more of an education group. We provide you with support and resources. So uh, it's really a good opportunity for our communities to jump in on and give you a better quality of life for all so that we can all have equitable opportunities to something like this. So come on, contact us. We're here to support.
So it's comfortable that you feel comfortable with us sharing your business name. We can give it to friends to contact you.
Sure, spread the word. Spread the word. I'm happy to provide support about cryptocurrency. Uh, it can be very confusing. I know. For example, one of my friends, oh my God, just fell down a rabbit hole, 8 hours overnight, completely overwhelmed about where to start. And I just felt for my friend. We have already spent many hours of research to be able to help you sift through what's good resources and what's not.
Oh, goodness, goodness.
I know, I know.
So there's another person you may have already explained about the block chat, but the tech team says that the block chat, blockchain, excuse me. Could you explain it a little bit more?
It's very complicated. Basically, that there's tech behind cryptocurrency. So you know that you have a computer, but you don't know what's happening behind the scenes of that computer, right? You don't know, like the internet, for example. So that's the same thing as a blockchain, where you want to be able to understand more of the ethics. You want to understand what's happening behind the scenes and the basic exchanges, the amount of the exchanges, if they're approved and verified, if you want to add previous documentation of exchanges, receipts, these can be chained to older transactions that can be distributed. Thousands of copies of that can be distributed. So if someone sends you the wrong information, you can't cover all of those transaction documentation. So blockchain technology is kind of that behind the scenes thing. Does that explain everything?
Yeah, it does. It does.
I know it's like the internet. Some things we just want to like close our eyes to it and just let it work.
So it should be easy for you to answer this next question. You mentioned about taxing. Is digital currency taxed?
Yes. Just like what someone said before this meeting, uh, we live and breathe and die taxes.
There's two constant things in our life: living and paying taxes.
So yes, this is the same thing. We have a resource page about that. We have articles that we have downloaded that can hopefully make your life easier. It has important information. If you have more curiosity and you're not sure, you can check out that resource. I mean, because a lot of things are in the past and things get better.
I know I report how much I earn through cryptocurrency, and then they automatically see it, or
It's the same process, the exact same process. There's no difference, and there's no
okay.
increased charge.
Okay, I think I got it. Next question is about the percentages. What number are you looking at? Number 6.
Okay, percentages for cryptocurrency.
Is it low or high?
Okay, so we want to stay with the typical exchange, with the 4 ones that I told you were regulated by the U.S. We have Kraken, you have Gemini, you have Bitfinex. So it's the same as your computer. You want to protect your information there, right? So you log in and you log out. You don't just leave it open with confidential information. So it's the same concept with cryptocurrency. You log in and you log out. So I want to add about dollars.
It's total about $1 billion. So it would be around the time to take the money out. That's why you have to have this device. And this is considered the cold wealth. It has all of our money inside of it. So anything we want to do, it has to be done with this device. It's private and no one can access it unless we permit.
So I need to wear it on my neck like a chain?
Yeah, it's like a credit card. I recommend, you save it and put it in a safe place so no one can access it.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, you got to be smart about it.
Okay, people, this is serious. We need a safe box to put our USB for cryptocurrency, lock it in there. Wow.
You will feel you will feel just led. Right now, like I said, it's very awkward. You're not sure what to do. You don't know what you're talking about. It's a whole new language. Come on. You want to just
Right.
use simple, easy to understand words. Why is it so private? It just needs to be basic.
I mean, it's like English, but a different language.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason why we're here, to try and translate those things for you.
Yes, so we need to contact you. Okay, there's a question here that got moved to the top.
Which number?
This is the top question.
No, there's no membership for Bitcoin.
Oh, 1 second. Let me sign the question. So the question is, do we need a membership for Bitcoin?
No, there's no membership needed. Just like with the stock market, if you have the money, you want to invest in something, go ahead. Again, it is at risk, just like cryptocurrency. But there's no membership fees or anything of that nature.
Okay, no fee.
And I want to take a very quick second. There's a number of clients that come up to me, and it kind of upsets me. They're scammed. And then they say, they have to give money every month. And no,
Really?
no, 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 do not do that.
So no memberships, period.
Correct. You decide how often you want to invest and how much you want to invest. Just like with the stock market, it's exactly the same. So if someone's saying, yes, if you want to keep up with this money, you have to pay us a monthly fee. No, that's wrong.
Gotcha.
Walk away. No, matter of fact, don't walk, run away. You want to make sure that you are getting the right information. I've had to help clients to clean up, and it just happens again and again. So I wanted to take opportunity to share that.
I'm glad you mentioned that because, it's so fast. We might just, get too comfortable, but you're right. We really have to pay attention to these details.
Yes,
So there was
you
another
manage your
question.
money. Mm-hmm.
Another one got moved up that says, how long does it take to cash out of our cryptocurrency profits? How long? Is it
So
just right there available?
we're talking about two different things. You talk about cryptocurrency can be fast, and then the question about cashing out. Cashing out, you have to go through a traditional institution. So you know how the bank is. You have to wait 5 to 7 business days before the funds are made available. Make sure everything lines up perfectly. So it takes a little bit of time. Same process for cashing out cryptocurrency. You have to follow their policies, the 5 to 7 business days to cash out the funds.
Okay. That's better than risking our money and then having like easy transfers out and then not being able to track where our money went. So we can do transactions, but when we're ready to take the money out, we have to go through the process. We have to take our time. That makes sense.
Yes, a lot of people feel, oh my gosh, I need to hurry up. I'm going to lose it. I'm going to lose it. No, you need to take a breath, research, listen to your gut, wait. When the time is right, then you move. It's so easy to fall into it though.
Yes, I can imagine. So it's time for us to wrap up. And I want to say to all those who have so many questions left, don't worry. We will compile the list of questions. So please, can we have someone to get all of the questions? We will sign them in ASL, and then we'll allow Megan to answer if you wouldn't mind.
That's no problem. Happy to.
So thank you so much. This is such an interesting topic. Thank you for answering all these questions.
Thank you for having me. It's been an honor that you contacted me. So thank you.
And so many women who are specialists in different fields. We really appreciate you all.
Well, thank you again. Feel free to contact us if you have any questions about cryptocurrency. And again, our website, um, thegroup.com, will be a great resource for you in researching.
And can we go to the next slide? So thank you all for joining us. Thank you for watching Megan's presentation on cryptocurrency. There was a lot of information there, but valuable information. Thank you, CSD Learns. Thank you, Wells Fargo Foundation. The names are here on the screen. Can we move to the next slide, please? And our last workshop, we will be talking about something that we all wish we knew when we were younger. And we're going to have tips, financial tips too. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you for being part of our event tonight. Bye-bye.